Escape from Tarkov is a very complex game with multiple different playstyles. I tell everyone who's just learning that there's no wrong way to play Tarkov. Yes, even extract camping. It's slimy, but whatever. But each playstyle comes with its own unique loadouts. I want to take some time to highlight a couple early wipe loadouts that you can use to go up against the fattest of chads. For our first loadout, we're going to be picking up an MP153 from Jaeger. I wanted to categorize these loadouts based on playstyle or map type, but I couldn't find the right words because I've taken shotguns to large maps before. But for now, we'll call this the small map loadout. If you don't have the flea market, you can barter for this for 2 wrenches and 2 screwdrivers, and if you don't have Jaeger, go unlock Jaeger. The first thing we're going to do is spruce this thing up a bit. I like a little shorter barrel, so grab the 710mm barrel from Jaeger for about 8,000 rubles. Next, we're going to increase that carrying capacity with a larger tube. Jaeger sells a 6-rounder for 1,200 rubles. Finally, I like to add an optic, and the target ring sells for about 9,000 rubles. Barter for the gun, and then throw 17,000 rubles at it. Use whatever the best ammo you've got for this is. I'll leave a link below to No Food After Midnight's ammo chart and tier list, but if you're early game, you're probably going to be running the 7mm buckshot. I always start with the weapon, then build the loadout around that. Let's go armor next. If you can snag one, buy a 6B5 from Ragman. These sell out pretty quick near the beginning of wipes. They're a solid level 3 armor that cover your stomach and thorax, and if you have Ragman level 2, I'd instead do the barter for the MMAC plate carrier. It's a level 4 armor, so it offers increased protection, but it doesn't cover your stomach. If you haven't realized it yet, Tarkov is all about audio, so snag you some ears. The cheapest are going to be the GSSHs from Praypor. Alternatively, you can barter for them for 1 ream of paper from Skier. These are far from the best ears in the game, but we're going budget. For your pockets, grab a 20 stack of whatever shells you went with. I also like to have at least 1 grenade on me, more if I'm playing solo. They're like a little additional teammate. Toss them to stir up some scavs, make a PMC relocate, or just as a fun celebratory firework. I'll cover medical items at the end because I take basically the same stuff into every raid. So finally, since we're going light on everything else, grab the biggest backpack you can find. Ragman sells a couple different options, but I like to take big bags because if you survive, you walk away with that much more loot. Minus the backpack and medical items, you're looking at about 90,000 rubles for this budget loadout. Not bad. Let's discuss large maps now. I'm talking woods, shoreline, lighthouse, expansive terrain, long distances. We're going to be taking a tried and true early wipe weapon, the SKS, sold by Jaeger level 1 or pulled off a dead scav. You'll want the yellow one, not the brown one, because we need that dovetail mount. The only thing we're adding is the PSO 4x scope. Praypor sells this for about 19,000 rubles. This will help with those longer distance shots, and for close-up engagements, just point fire and you'll be alright. If you can manage to get some, take in T45 rounds. They're tracers and will help keep you on target for longer shots. Barring that, PS rounds will do just fine, and they're basically free from Praypor for only 95 rubles per round. Since you're traveling further distances, you'll want to keep light on your feet. For armor, we're going to go with the P.A.K.A. Not because it's great, but because it's light. Grab a set from Ragman for about 29,000 rubles. To hold all your goodies, grab an UMKA from Jaeger for 27,000. This is one of my favorite vests in the game because of its slots. Go ahead, throw that 2x2 item in the vest. Jaeger won't care. Grab a ball cap and a face covering from Ragman to cover up that pasty white moon of a face you've got. Don't need that poking out from behind the brush. Same rules apply here. Grab some ears and a large backpack. To steal this look, you'll be spending 115,000 rubles. Alright, the balanced loadout. This is what I'm taking into customs with me on wipe day. Starting with the weapon, we're going to grab the VPO 136 from Skier for 32,000 rubles. You can also barter for this from Skier for 2 horse statues. I like the VPO because it's basically a more moddable SKS or a cheaper single fire AKM, whatever way you choose to look at it. First, let's swap out that handguard for the AK100 handguard from Jaeger. This allows you to add a flashlight and a foregrip. Head to Skier to grab the Zenit RK6 foregrip for a small recoil reduction and a good ergo boost. If you have a flashlight, you can add one too, but I like to leave that slot empty in case I find one in raid. Changing out the rest of that furniture, grab the AK-74 polymer pistol grip and buttstock. These provide small benefits to stats, but mainly it's just to make the gun look like it doesn't belong to your grandfather. Finally, we're going to add the Bastion dust cover from Skier for the ability to add optics. Add whatever your favorite optic is or whatever you've got on hand, but I'm partial to the Cobra reflex sight, as it's not a terrible sight picture and the shade increases ergo without affecting that sight picture. Including the weapon, you're looking at 63,000 rubles to build this poor man's AK. It shoots the big boy caliber like the SKS, so grab some PS rounds from Prapor. I always pack one mag in the weapon and bring 2 spares. Bring more magazines if you've got smaller capacity mags or if you expect to do a lot of fighting. Because we've got a gun that says I'm here to fight, we're gonna need some better armor than the P.A.C.A. Pick up the 6B23 from Prapor for 1 propane tank. These can be found all over Interchange and the train yard on Lighthouse. And again, because we're heading to customs and are very likely to fight, we're finally throwing a helmet on. The unsung champion of rats, Timmies, and early life. The SSH-60H steel helmet. Ragman sells this for 22,000 rubles. Pick up another Umka from Jaeger or another set of ears from Prapor. To round this loadout out, we're grabbing the MBSS from Ragman. We're going cheaper on the backpack since we're balling out on the rest of the loadout, coming in at 138,000 rubles. This is the loadout that most closely resembles the loadout we see in the middle of the wipe. That's it, those are loadouts. For medical items, you know what? I've already done a video on those. Check out this video for more info on medical items of Tarkov, and check out this one for which injectors you should be carrying. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or stop by my Twitch stream. I'm live 3 times a week and would love to hang out with you. Good luck in the new wipe. We'll see you out there.